Second graders, how's everybody? How did you do yesterday? I know we learned about open number line, a new concept or a new tool. Did you practice? Did you complete your workspace pages and share with your teacher? Excellent. Let's get started with day 14. Oh my goodness, you guys, after today, 2 more days in our Caterpillar camp. These days are going so quickly. We added numbers yesterday. We added numbers that were multiples of 10, such as 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Today, we're going to add numbers that are less than 10. We're going to add numbers that are less than 10 to 2-digit numbers. First on our 100 pocket chart, then we're going to continue that on an open number line. Then the second part of this video, we are going to add some 2-digit numbers to 2-digit numbers. So we're still working with this seashell problem. Can you say that? You will need your workspace book and a pencil, of course. I have a seashell problem here. I collected blank seashells. Then I collected blank more. How many seashells do I have now? Let's use the number 34. We'll start with 34 seashells. And let's just add 5 more. I know, you guys added bigger numbers than this. So now we're just adding 5. We're going to work on it. How many seashells do I have now? Let's start on our pocket chart. Turn over 34 first because we're starting at 34. Now, I want to add 5. So what am I going to do? Yes, we're just going to add 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I end at 39. So 34 plus 5 is 39. Let's use our open number line to model this. We are starting at 34 plus 5. I am going to pop 5. 34 plus 5 is 39. What does this look like as our addition equation? 34 plus 5 equals 39. How'd we do? Remember, we have this open number line, and this plus 5 represents the 5 spaces in between these two numbers. We don't have to write out each individual number. Okay, let's try another one. 56, let's start with 56 seashells, and let's add 4 more. I'm going to leave this here just so we can reference it. 56 plus 4. Excellent, 60. How did you guys get that so quickly? Well, I know some of you were counting 56, 57, 58, 59, 60. We counted 4 more. Some of you knew I needed to add 4 to my ones place, and I got 60. Why I hear some of our friends saying, they know 56 in a 100 frame leaves only 4 spaces to the next 10. So 56 plus 4 has to be 60. If we move over to our 100 pocket chart, reset from our last problem, 56. Okay. And if we're thinking about our blank 100 frame that we used before, and remember we discussed, how do we figure out how many we need to the next space? And that's what we're looking at here. If I'm at 56, only 4 more will get me to this next set of 10. So in this case, 56 plus 4 equals 60. And let's write our problem. 56 plus 4 equals 60. Now, let's start with 40 seashells and add 6 more. 40 seashells, and we're going to add 6 more. On the 100 pocket chart, all 6 of the new shells spill over to our next row. Because if we take a look here, we're at 40, and 40 is the end of a row. So all 6 are going to spill over into this row, ending us at 46. How can I show this on my open number line? Plus 6 ends us at 46. Right? And as an equation, 40 plus 6 equals 46. Remember, boys and girls, these are our open number lines. If I drew lines here, I have 34 and 39. I did not have to write all the digits in between these two. Here, we see 56 and 60. Again, plus 4. I didn't have to write the 4 digits that were in between. Okay, and 40 and 46. I knew plus 6 by my curved arrow, so I did not have to write all the digits in between. Okay, take a look at that. Think for a minute. What do you notice? What are you wondering? Okay. How are we doing there? Okay. Now, let's solve the seashell problem for a new pair of numbers. We're going to use 39 and 3. I'm going to erase here 39 and 3. Okay, let's make some space. Okay. Let's reset our pocket chart. So there, we're starting at 39. We want to add 3. If we think about that, there's a spillover because I only can have one space here. So I'm going to spill over 2 more into the next row because 39 plus 3 equals 42. I can use that spillover method to break down our add-in the same way we were breaking down multiples of 10 here when we knew that 20 had 2 10s, so we broke it down into plus 10 and plus 10. When we started higher multiples of 10, we were adding 40, so we broke this down into plus 10 4 times for 4 10s. We can do the same with this problem. If I start at 39, we're going to think about our spillover amounts. We want to add 3. I know that 1 is left to get me to complete that row of 10. And I took 1 away from this 3, so now I have plus 2, and plus 2 is 42. So my new problem is still, or my equation is still 39 plus 3 equals 42. But in your head, boys and girls, in your head, you could be thinking, well, how about I use what we did earlier when we were working with smaller numbers? 39 plus 1, remember, that gets me to 40. And we pulled this 1 from here. So I have a 2 because 1 and 2 makes 3. So 40 plus 2 is now 42. This is applying what we did earlier, a few lessons ago, where we were working to the nearest 10, and we figured out our spillover amounts. We can continue that process here. So we see done here or on our open number line. And again, if I add this on a number line, these would be my spots. 39 plus 1 is 40, and then I have plus 2, so I'm going to end at 42. How are we doing? Are you taking a look at this? I know there's a lot going on here, boys and girls. Remember, you can be writing in the front of your workspace book. You could be taking some notes, or in the back, there's blank space there. You can be taking some notes there. There's also, if you've already used that up from when we've been working, where you are writing your math vocabulary on page 61, on page 62, you have another page of math vocabulary, and you can totally be working on adding these problems in here. You can label them, you can label open number line, because that's part of your vocabulary as well. Spillover, getting to the nearest 10, sum, so you can add those things in your math vocabulary as well. Remember that workspace book is to help you remember and be able to go back. So let's try another one. I collected 27 seashells Then I collected 8 more. How many seashells do I have now? 27 and 8 more. Let's go over to our 100 pocket chart. What number are we going to start at? Excellent. We start at 27. We are going to add 8. There are only 3 spaces to end off at our nearest 10. Let's start by flipping here, flipping our 30. So 1, 2, 3. That gets us at 30. But how many more do we need for 8? Yes, 5. So if I move 5 more spaces, I land at 35. So 27 plus 8 equals 35. What does that look like on our open number line? 27, we can do this a couple of ways, plus 8. Some of our friends, it's easier to just add individually. So 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. If I add 8, I'm at 35. But mentally, I can also think 27 plus 3 is at my next multiple of 10, plus 5 is now 35. Okay. As an equation, I have 27. Oh, let's write it higher so we can also take a look at what's happening here. 27 plus 8. We know that equals 35 from our work on our 100 chart, also from our work here in our 2 open number lines. But let's think about that spillover. 27, how many do I need to get to that next multiple of 30? Yes, I need 3. So 27 plus 3 is 30, and this 3 came from the 8. So because this 3 came from the 8, I need to figure out how many more make 8, which is 5. And my new problem is now 30 plus 5, which equals 35. So 27 plus 8 equals 35. Turn in your workspace book to page 40. While you're turning in that book, I'm going to open up my pages as well. I'll see you in a moment. Okay, boys and girls, do you have page 40 and 41? I'm going to show mine. We're on 40 and 41. Our directions, as always, are up at the top. Directions number 1, use each number pair for the problem. Step 2, show the problem on the 1 to 100 chart. Step 3, show the addition with the open number line. And step 4, write the equation. Here's our word problem frame. I saved blank. Then I saved blank dollars more. So we are saving some money. Then we save some more money. How much did I save in all? Here are our 3 number pairs that match 1, 2, and 3. Let's start with number 1. I saved $48. Then I saved $5 more. How much did I save in all? Where are we starting on our 1 to 100 chart? Perfect. We are starting at 45. Oh, not 45, boys and girls. Whoops, thank you for correcting me. Let's erase that. We are starting at 48. Then I saved $5 more. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Next, solve on an open number line. This one is where we might get a little tricky, but we start at the same point. So we're starting at 48 plus, let's think, I know that I'm going to add 2 to get to the next to the next multiple of 10. If I add 2, that equals 50. And I've taken that 2 from the 5, which means I need 3 more. So I'm going to jump 3 more spaces plus 3. And my answer is 53. What does our equation look like? We are starting at 48. Yes, plus 5 equals 53. Let's try number 29, or number 2. Wow, Mr. Ball's words are getting all mixed up today. 29 and 7. So I saved $29. My starting point is 29. Then I saved 7 more. I'm going to count 7 spaces. I know that just by looking at my 100 chart, only 1 space is left to get me to my nearest 10 of 30. And I'm taking that 1 from 7, so now I have 6 that spill over into my next row, and I end at 36. Or I can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. On an open number line, again, we start with 29. We knew from our 100 chart that 1 space, so plus 1, gets us to our next multiple of 10. And then we have 6 more spillover into our next row. And we land at 36. Okay, boys and girls, equation time. Where do we start? Yes, 29 plus 7, good job. I hear people telling me answer, equals 36. Okay, let's try one more. I saved $16, then I saved $6 more. Oh, I hear boys and girls already moving on. They know they start at 16. Excellent. How many spaces forward do we move? Yes, we move 6 spaces. Well, looking at our 100 chart, to the next multiple of 10 is 4. And if I take that 4 from 6, I need 2 more spaces, and I land on 22. Okay, and our open number line, 16. We hopped how many spaces here? 4. Plus, 4 got us to 20, yes. Plus 2 more. And we are at 22. What does our equation look like? Where do we start? Yes, 16 is our first addend, plus 6. So our addends are 16 and 6. We need to also use that vocabulary. I know I have not said that word in a while. 16 and 6 are our addends. So 16 plus 6 equals 22. Okay, how are we feeling? Shake our hands, shake our brains. Okay, stand up, wiggle around. Let's get a little bit of those jitters out. That was a lot of work, boys and girls. You're doing awesome, though. We are going to go on to a new problem. So Mr. Ball is going to erase our problem frame here. So we are adding 2-digit to 1-digit numbers, but I did say we wanted to work on some 2-digit to 2-digit numbers. We're going to use a new problem frame for that. I did blank jumping jacks. Ooh, jumping jacks also get our blood flowing. Can you guys do a couple of jumping jacks? Let's see, how many can you do? 10? Okay, well, you write 10. Let's see if I can finish off writing our problem frame. Are you counting? Great job. Keep jumping. Good. All right, boys and girls, are you out of breath? You're doing amazing, and you've got that blood flowing and ready for the second part of today's lesson. Okay, I did blank jumping jacks. I did blank more. How many jumping jacks did I do? We are working on 2-digit to 2-digit numbers. We're going to get our pocket chart ready. Okay. So as we learn how to add, we're going to have to add both our 10s and our 1s now. Before, we were just really adding 1s to our 2-digit numbers. Okay. So I did 43 jumping jacks. Who can do 43 jumping jacks? A lot of you. I did 12 more. How many jumping jacks did I do? I think it's going to be easier to first add our 10s and then move through our pocket chart. So we are going to start at 43. That's our starting spot. I did 12 more. I know from tens and ones that 12 has one 10 and two ones. So if I'm at 43, 110 is right below it, and that would be 53. Check, I've added my tens, and I need two ones. So now I'm going to move forward 2 ones or 2 spaces, and I land at 55. So I did 55 jumping jacks in all. 43 plus 12 equals 55. What does that look like on our open number line? That's what we've been working on. 43. Now, remember, it was easy for us to jump 110 because we know 110 following our pattern goes right below. So let's add that 110 in our open number line. And we ended at 53. Plus, now we added 2. It's 55. So 110 and 2 ones is now 55, or is 12. So 43 plus 110 equals 53, plus 2 ones is 55. Our addition equation is 43 plus 12 equals 55. Okay. 43 is the number we started with. The plus 10 stands for what? What are we thinking? Yes, the plus 10 is the 110 in 12, and then the 2 is the 2 ones. Okay. I'm going to now add bigger. Are you ready? All right. Let's say I did 38 jumping jacks. But then I did 49 more. How many jumping jacks did I do in all? I start with 38 and I add 49 more. Let's flip over. I start with 38 and I want to add, how many more? Yes, I want to add 49 more. Let's break down 49. How many tens are in 49? 4 tens. How many ones are in 49? Yes, 9. How do I add the 4 tens? If I'm at 38, yes, let's go down 4 spaces, but straight down because we're adding tens and we know a whole row is 10. Okay, so 4 tens. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 38 plus 4 tens, or 38 plus 40, is 78. Now, I need to add 9 more to that, 9 ones. Where am I going to go next? How many moves to the next 10? Yes, 2 more. Okay, so I'm adding 9, but I'm trying to get to the next 10 to make it work through mentally. So if I'm at 9, but I need 2 more, gets me at 80. And 2 from that 9, so now I need 7 more. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 87. So 38 plus 49 equals 87. What did we do here? Let's think about that. We started, I'm going to get rid of this one. I was going to leave it, but I don't want us to mix up our numbers. We start at 38. When we break down 49, or we break down our second add-in, we know there are 4 tens. So we can do this 2 ways. Let's start with our first way. If we add 4 tens, we're just adding 40. So 4 tens means 7. 78. 4 tens and 3 tens is 7, and I leave my ones the same. That takes care of the 4 here. But I also need 9 ones. I'm going to add 9 more. If I add 9, I kind of just have to count, and that's not as efficient, but I know that 2 brought us to 80, which was our spillover, or which was right before our spillover. That was the next multiple, and 7 spillover into our next row and end at 87. We could also do tens. We could say 38 plus 10 makes 48, plus another 10 makes 58, and we can add by tens if we need to, or we can just say 40 or 4 tens. Okay, so our problem is 38 plus 49 equals 87. Okay, let's try one more before you start to work in your book. Let's try 27, 26, and 57. Okay, I'm going to come here this time first, and we're going to use our 100 chart to check our work. 26 is our starting point. How many tens and ones do you see in 57? Yes, 5 tens and 7 ones. So let's start by adding our 5 tens, okay, or 50. So 5 tens and 2 tens, 7 tens, and we're not doing anything with ones yet. We're at 76. Now that I've finished my 5 tens, I need to add 7. I'm at 76. If I know that in 76 I have 4 more spaces to get to my next multiple of 10, I'm going to do that first. Plus 4, and we're at 80. Now that I've used 4 out of this 7, I have 3 left. So plus 3 equals 83. So 26 plus 57 equals 83. Okay. Going to our 100 chart, let's use it to check our work. I know sometimes these bigger numbers, it's hard to work through it, but the more you practice, the easier it'll get. So we're starting at 26, 26 jumping jacks. I did 57 more. Let's break it down. We broke it down into 5 tens and 7 ones. So 5 tens, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 tens, and the 76. If we think here with our open number line, that's exactly what we got. Okay, then I need to add 7 ones. And here on my pocket chart, 1, 2, 3, 4 gets me to my next multiple of 10. So I'm going to add 4 because it's easier once I'm at a multiple of 10 for me to add what's left over. So I'm at 80 plus 3 more lands at 83. We could go through starting at 26 and count all of these up. Count 57, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. We could keep going, count 57, and we would land at 83. But that takes a little bit longer. By breaking down our tens and ones, we're able to save some time. We're able to save a little bit of time and count and use an open number line, and that helps us there. Okay. So your next step would be to go to page 42 in your workspace book. I have 42 here. Okay, 42. Your directions are color the 1 to 100 chart to show the addition with an open number line, and write the sum. 26 plus 57. This is exactly what we did together just now. So we started at 26. And then we counted, and we can color in all of these until we get to 50, adding 57. And we said our answer was going to be 83. So we could color in all of these as you're counting. Okay. It's kind of hard to keep my coloring straight here. Okay. We can color all of these in. Okay. And then we can write our open number line addition. And then we can write our sum. Your task for today is to complete page 43 and 44. So we worked through lots of pages today. We've done quite a few together. You're going to be working on 43 and 44 on your own and share those pages and that work with your teacher. I will see you guys tomorrow, Wednesday. We are down to our final 2 days of Caterpillar Camp. Have a great day, guys.